That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Alright guys, I need to give y'all a reminder. I am making this video during the fantasy football season, so I know we have some people watching this video right now that are most likely not playing in a Dynasty fantasy football league, and I will say right now, this video is not for you. This channel is not for you. Unless you are planning on getting involved in Dynasty fantasy football this offseason, please turn off the video. Please do not subscribe to the channel. I really don't want you subscribing if you do not play Dynasty fantasy football, or if you don't plan on starting to play Dynasty fantasy football, because that is all we are going to talk about on this channel. Y'all know the main channels where I go through and talk about regular fantasy football strategy and the moves that we are making week to week. But here, this is where we have fun. This is where we get to talk about Dynasty fantasy football. So I want to put that caveat out there. And also, guys, if I say something in this video that you disagree with, please go down there, let me know. Go to the comment section, let me know what I said that you thought was wrong, and let me know why you think it's wrong. If I say a player's a sell and you think he's a buy, please give your explanation below, because we are all a part of the flock. Your opinion is just as valuable as mine, so I really want to hear it down there in the comment section. Alright, so now let's get into this video and let's talk about 5 running backs that I am trying to sell in Dynasty Fantasy Football. And let's start it off with Aaron Jones. Yes, guys, I understand. This is going to be extremely controversial. Y'all know I was actually a lot lower on Aaron Jones than most people coming into this season. I will say, though, it looks like I was lower on him for the wrong reason, as I thought that A.J. Dillon was going to have a larger workload in this offense than we were seeing Jamal Williams have in years past. And I thought that was going to take away from Aaron Jones, who is not signed to the Green Bay Packers after 2020. So here, I still think that he's going to be a sell, and that's based on the team investment. If Green Bay had decided to go out there and re-sign Aaron Jones, give him an extension going into 2020, instead of going and using a second-round pick on taking A.J. Dillon out of Boston College, I think that Aaron Jones would be an extremely safe fantasy football asset. He's not necessarily producing right at this second in 2020, but we know with the role that he has on this prolific offense, this is generally a running back that we are expecting running back 1 numbers from. But the problem is, I don't know if he's going to be in Green Bay in 2021, and if he's not in Green Bay in 2021, I don't know if we want him on our fantasy football teams, because look around the entire NFL landscape. I mean, what is an appealing running back landing spot where Aaron Jones could go and you could just look at him and go, okay, you know what? That's better than the Green Bay Packers. I'm excited about it. Personally, I don't even see one that comes close to making sense. So knowing that there's a chance that Aaron Jones is out of Green Bay with the investment into A.J. Dillon, with Aaron Jones being on his last year of his rookie contract, I think that he is going to be a player that I'm trying to sell in Dynasty Fantasy Football. If I can move him for Jonathan Taylor, if I can move him for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DeAndre Swift, all of those trades I would love to do for the long term. All right, so now our next running back. Now, y'all know this is a running back that I am always lower than everyone else on consensus, but Chris Carson. Here, Chris Carson, I know it seems like he recently came into the NFL about 3 seasons ago, but he is 26 years old currently, and Chris Carson, very similar to Aaron Jones, is playing on the last year of his deal. And with the Seattle Seahawks, I don't know if they look to bring Chris Carson back, given the injury history that he's had over the past few seasons. I am someone that very rarely will ever go out there and label a player as injury prone, but I think if that term is going to get tossed around for any player in particular, that is going to be with Chris Carson. They spent a first-round pick on Rashad Penny in 2018. They've also gone out and spent picks in back-to-back draft classes on DJ Dallas and Travis Homer. So here with Chris Carson, I don't know why they would look to go and re-sign him, as this team is not really looking to establish the run anymore. They are throwing it early and they're throwing it often. I think that Chris Carson wouldn't make a ton of sense in bringing him back on a new contract. So another running back that I'm going to be looking to sell going into 2021. And now our next running back, someone that I think has no shot at being on his offense again, Kenyan Drake, who's going to be 27 years old this upcoming offseason, and he's currently playing under the transition tag where he has no guaranteed contract next year. And guys, please tell me what the incentive is for the Arizona Cardinals to go out there and re-sign Kenyan Drake. And even if they do, we know that they have Chase Edmonds under contract, where Kenyan Drake is still going to be playing in a backfield that's going to be split. Kenyan Drake is still going to be losing touches in that backfield. So with all of that going on, I think that I really want to get Kenyan Drake off of our rosters. Not a running back that I was excited about coming into the season, because we know we have a very large sample size of Kenyan Drake being a committee running back, and we had like a 4-game sample size of Kenyan Drake being a workhorse in Arizona. So I wanted to tell everybody coming into 2020 to avoid Kenyan Drake, because he was most likely going to be that committee running back if you just took a step back and really looked at the entire sample of his entire NFL career, even dating back to college where he was in a committee at Alabama, but now going to be 27 years old this upcoming offseason with no guaranteed contract. Also a running back that I'm looking to move on from. And now our next running back, someone that I will never own on a Dynasty fantasy football roster, Raheem Mostert, going to be 29 years old this upcoming offseason. And we know with Raheem Mostert, yes, he did sign a very small extension this past offseason, but if you look at the way that contract is laid out, he can easily be cut after this season concludes, and I don't see why the San Francisco 49ers would look to keep that contract on the books with Raheem Mostert closing in on his age 30 season. I mean, Raheem Mostert is significantly older than a running back like Todd Gurley, who's already washed up. Mostert has a very small sample in his NFL career of being a difference-making running back. He's dealt with injuries in 2020 so far. He's not even getting the usage in the receiving game when he is fully healthy. So please, if I'm wrong about this, go let me know in the comments. Let me know why I am wrong. Let me know what you are expecting from Raheem Mostert. But here, I'm looking at a running back that's going to be 29, that's not going to have a guaranteed job. And even if he is brought back to San Francisco this upcoming season, are we going to be expecting Raheem Mostert to be a feature down running back, or are we going to be expecting him to play in a committee where he's handling the majority of the usage on first and second down and really giving it up on third downs? Because we have never seen Raheem Mostert average anything more than 3 targets a game. We haven't even seen him come close to 3 targets a game in his entire NFL career. And now our last running back, someone that I hate to bring up because he looked so dominant a few years ago, James Conner, gonna turn 26 this offseason. On top of that, we know that James Conner is another running back similar to Aaron Jones, similar to Kenyan Drake, similar to Chris Carson. All of these guys do not have a guaranteed contract in 2021. And with James Conner, he's actually really struggled so far this season. And even when he's been that lead back of the Pittsburgh Steelers and fully healthy, he has been getting vultured at the goal line from Benny Snell and Chase Claypool. So with James Conner, you don't even have that elite ceiling of him going out there and providing you top production if he is going to be the main running back in Pittsburgh. And on top of that, we don't know if he's going to be the main running back in Pittsburgh, as he has the no guaranteed contract. And in back-to-back, I'm pretty sure 3 draft classes in a row now, the Pittsburgh Steelers have gone out there and they have selected a running back in the back half of the draft. In last year, it was Benny Snell. In 2020, it was Anthony McFarland. So clearly, all of those players are going to still be under their rookie contracts. So I really don't see the incentive to bring James Conner back on a contract where you're going to have to pay him a lot more than those other options. On top of that, we know that there's always an outside chance that the Pittsburgh Steelers would rather just invest in a rookie running back in 2021 and completely avoid James Conner. Now, let me give y'all some ideas on running backs you can be going out there and targeting if you're going to move some of these players off your roster. I think that if you're going to move a running back that doesn't have a ton of value and we know is probably going to be a complete dud a year from now, someone like Raheem Mostert, what I would actually look to do is I would actually go look to try to acquire Keyshawn Vaughn in Tampa Bay on an extreme discount. Y'all know if you've been following the channel for a while, I don't have Keyshawn Vaughn on a single roster as I thought he was the most overrated player in 2020 rookie drafts. But now, if we were looking at the situation, he is in Tampa Bay under his rookie contract, where we are seeing Ronald Jones only have 1 year left on his. We are seeing Leonard Fournette being a player that's going to be completely gone. So if we're looking at 2021, I think that players like Chris Carson, Kenyan Drake, Raheem Mostert, James Conner, they could be completely dead. They could be in handcuff type situations where you could possibly go and move a player like James Conner to get Keyshawn Vaughn in a second round pick. And if you've been playing Dynasty fantasy football for a while, if you understand the value of that rookie running back contract, I think that we could easily see Keyshawn Vaughn be worth more than one of these running backs in 2021. Very similar to what we saw with Darrell Henderson if you would have bought him on the low this past offseason, as everybody had given up on him, but he's still on that rookie contract, so we know that he is going to be hanging around on our Dynasty fantasy football rosters for years to come, and I don't think we can say the same thing about the other running backs on this list. Clearly, you're going to want something on top of it as they have a lot more value right now, but that is why you're going to be able to make a move like that. All right, now, thank you. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really hope y'all got something from it. As always, if y'all did, go down there, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really, really hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will hopefully be making a video every single day on this channel for the rest of the year, except when there's a game on. But regardless, I hope y'all subscribe, and I hope I'll see y'all with the video tomorrow.